Hello, I am O52, but you can call me Etta. First of all, some disclaimers. Firstly, apologies for using TTS. I wanted to do a voiceover, but the first week these events occurred I was in midterm week. Now, I am a little sick. Second, I have full permission from NetEase staff to post this. We usually let go of slander as moderators, but considering this time information was distorted heavily by someone of reasonable following in the community, and I want to avoid harassment, I have recorded this video.
Tercero, si hablas español. Hay un video hecho en el idioma. Por favor, revisa la descripción.
For an easier understanding, this video is divided into these parts. I'm going to start with the entire AI issue, followed by Nix's video, then his community post. Finally, some insight on what happened in his server and why we took certain moderation decisions. LaneX is a YouTuber with, at the date, 1.7 thousand subscribers. His content ranges from Identity V tutorials to other games. His channel will be relevant later. Back to NGP. I am currently a head moderator over there, and I, along with the rest of the moderation team, have to oversee that the rules are being followed in contests and events. The contest in question was an Art 1, wherein one had to draw something related to the latest chapter in lore. It started with this post. Now it wasn't just me, but also another moderator and even a third user who gave me a heads up that this felt AI generated. I posted a message, now deleted, that stated that he was now disqualified from the contest. If this was a mistake, to please contact me and provide proof. Since it was getting cluttered in the entry channel, I went to private messages with him. Since this is a video, I will only show relevant screenshots. To prove this wasn't cropped or taken out of context, here's a recording of our messages. There's also a document, linked in the description, with a full translation of what we spoke. Now, here are some of the more relevant screenshots. His defenses either go from him getting offended. In this one, he states he feels that way as I called his art deformed by stating it was made by AI. I would like to chime in and note that Stable Diffusion can produce pretty convincing artwork. This next screenshot is the only piece of evidence he gave for his entry. Lineart cannot prove artist construction behind a piece fully, and I made that known as well. I would also like to say that he has used AI before and got caught with it, but he deflected saying it was his creation and not his drawing. Regardless, it is good to note he is familiar with AI usage. The image is in the document in the description. He had also stated that he has used Mouse fully to complete his artwork. While possible, it is extremely difficult to produce this work within 2 days. This is also something he had told me. He draws one day, then paints the other. Tool-wise, he said he uses only pencil and blur. Finally, the last piece of evidence he gave me is another work of his own. He said this was Harry Styles in Tim Burton's Gothic style. I told him that it was AI and that he was disqualified, now confirmed. He rebutted by stating that the makeup was left running on purpose. However, upon asking some friends that also draw, someone stated it could very well be sourced from Morpheus and that was the result obtained, which seems likely. He continued deflecting arguments, till the conversation ended with him saying let's leave this way. Without further ado, I continued my work and stopped replying. Now, off to the second part. Nixa posted this video, titled "This moderator called my art deformed." In case he deletes it, I have a backup copy. Please notify me if he does. Considering the video is quite long, I will only talk about the more relevant aspects of it, once again. In minute 047, Nixa states the following.
I got a message from the moderation the next day, after my drawing had a lot of support. And it said we've disqualified you from the contest because your work is made with artificial intelligence. To which, I take offense, because it would be the equivalent of saying dude your drawing is deformed.
In minute 127.
Look, it's not AI, I give you the Lineart, which is the only thing I had, that is, I don't have how I paint it and so on. She told me that she wanted everything from the drawing, the Lineart, the sketch, as I paint it, all the sublayers, layers, etc. I say, sorry, I don't have those things, I don't do drawing, I draw well, but I don't do this as to have to keep absolutely all things.
Nixa goes on to say things didn't end well and his drawing was not reinstated. He was not able to give proof, as you can see from the info I have shown you. He says the conversation ended here. I will not expose any names, as I am a good person. However, it is worth noting his screenshot in the video shows he was pinged and the next artwork was his. This means, People would have been able to identify me regardless of his intentions. Moreover, at the time of writing this document, I was aware and received information that he was going to do a video exposing me, but after he got a game he was looking forward to playing. I personally decided to only post the video after I read the community post, which I will show later. After minute 227, he asks his subscribers for help. Here, he explicitly mentions and assumes ownership of the next artwork that was posted under his sister's account. Nixa goes on to state that this is a poorly made drawing and took him around 10 to 20 minutes. Taking this into account, if Nixa wanted to prove he made this drawing, all he needed to do is record himself for a period of 10 to 20 minutes and show it. It is also worth mentioning that a disqualification only applies for one contest. You'll be taken in with caution for the next one and will not delete your submission unless we have detected fraudulent behavior. In minute 358, Nixa states he took offense to my comment saying that the eyes are different and that I am better, or rather, no more at drawing. Heads up, I said the irises and nothing else. I never said I knew more about art than him, but rather told him I had worked as a freelance artist for a short bit, and I still take commissions, but that's besides the point. After 4:11, is when Nixa starts swearing, so apologies. This is what he says.
If you say you know so much about drawing, why don't you fucking realize that there are really many people who can't make eyes equally?
I never stated the specific eyes must be equal part. Even I struggle with this, and most of my drawings have misaligned eyes, which is something I often leave alone considering people don't always have symmetrical faces, and I think it's something nice to include. The rest of the video continues with his sort of rant. I will not comment on it further as the full proof has been posted in the document. He took a lot of my messages out of context. The rants often include slippery slopes and other fallacies. If it is required, I can go more in depth about this, but it does not seem necessary as it is repeated. He states he has been going to art classes since he was a child. He said that in traditional medium he's very good, so that would also work as proof. In minute 6:33, he tells me to suck his dick. To suck it real good, and if I see this video, he invites me to suck it. I'm afraid I must need to decline. I don't like the small ones. In 6:59, he talks about the GAN detector I mentioned at the end of our conversation. While I must admit it doesn't always shoot correct results, it can serve as a minor indicator for AI artwork. It is better to rely on artists for this judgment, which I did. The result? Everyone called it AI-generated artwork. I would like to invite artists and viewers alike to judge these two works and leave your thoughts in the comments. Shortly after I found out he had tried to participate after being disqualified, I also deleted his newer artwork. Nixa posted this long community post. I'll discuss the main points. It contains inflammatory comments about me, the moderation team, and Mushroom, a well-known artist in the community. A full transcription can be found in the aforementioned document. These are the main points, translated from Spanish. 1. The sick woman proceeded to disqualify her just for being my sister. 2. It seems to me very imbecilic of that moderator, to have to go telling me how I have to act in my server. 3. This mythomaniac says, they are using bots. 4. Look how mediocre is that moderator, that my competitor's drawing had bots, you can tell because the accounts had names of words that you would touch randomly on a keyboard. 5. You banned a follower who went to speak to defend injustice, then you even expelled the girlfriend of my best friend who did not say anything. Only her phone was bugged and she appeared writing but did not send anything. Yes, that's how ridiculous is moderation. They expel people just because they write and do not send anything. 6. The little sick woman says I belittled the work of another artist. At no time I said that the drawing was ugly. And 7. I don't think that the Identity VNGP Discord is shit. What I do think is that its moderators do a lousy job. It loses all the point if they are going to fix a contest just because you like the work of an artist. You know how we say in Argentina, Miss Moderator. Cocksuckers. Many communities and friends came together to help. You disqualify my sister just because she is my sister. You think you have the right to tell me how to manage my server. You are hypocritical and approve of bots in your favor, and treat my community as bots. I can tell you get beaten up at home, huh? Excuse me, but nobody messes with my community. You shameless person. Anyone in my community would do a better job than you. As stated before, she was disqualified because you stated that the drawing was yours and you asked your sister to present it for you. You used we regarding making the drawing. There were two mods, me and someone else, talking about this. And no, we never said how he should act in his server. We stated the following: you can choose to continue to support liars or get informed on what truly happened, as Landxa was telling others, forcing, as Nixa would claim they'd ban anyone who didn't vote for them, to not vote for Mushroom. It is entirely up to you and I will not force you to hear me out. But do keep in mind we are not the ones who choose the winners, it is NetEase staff. Thank you. By bots, we mean bot voting. And yes, I have proof of it. I will show screenshots of him saying it. A serious accusation involving well-known artist Mushroom. I stated my disgust in the screenshot taken in the event chat. I have proof that the members we banned said incredibly triggering comments in Nix's server concerning Julie and the mods. Either that or it was Nix's ult. This person you said was stuck on writing posted this in your server. The translation goes as it follows: fuck you all, I'm going to become a millionaire so that dick-sucking Discord admin, me, gets shot and put healy, calling Julie a whore. I hope she gets raped by a donkey. We banned her for Julie's sake. She had already started typing in the chat. Nixa belittled Mersh's work by implying she'd use bots to win. She's not like that, and I can attest to her integrity. I also informed her of what happened. Here's some screenshots of things that were happening in his server. God stating the first disqualification was unfair and DNL states pre-uploaded the drawing and not him. Nixa admitting he made 14 alt accounts to vote. Nahiara says they will make hotmails and give it to him. The only reason I ended making this video was to prove I acted under the moderation guidelines I was given. Moreover, I also have permission from NetEase staff to post this on my socials. I would also like to add that we took more action as he had used NGP as a proxy to get some users. Thank you to the users that reported his behavior to me. Without further ado, I would like to thank you for making it to the end. A Spanish version will be uploaded. I will see you.